Yo, what is going on, my people? So today we are going to be going over wicks and momentum. So I've been wanting to do this video for a while. It's, something that people overlook a lot. They're focused too much on the actual concepts, but you have to see what the actual market is telling you. So, we're going to be going over again wicks and momentum, and I'm going to explain to you guys why, it's important to see what the market's telling you instead of just predicting what you wanted to do. So let's get right into it. So first things first, the beautiful charts. So a candlestick, right? We know that if you watch the previous video on candles, we know the bigger, solid part is the actual candle itself. Now, what are these wicks, right? Let's break it down. So a wick is where price has visited. It's not where it closed. It's not, it doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't mean anything about closing, final, no. A wick is what price has visited, is where price has visited. So to make that clear, right? Let's say, we already know that the candle in a bullish scenario opened here and closed here. But the candle opened here, right? Pushed up to all the way up here to the where my cursor is on the horizontal, and it came back down. What is that? It's rejecting going higher. It came up to this area around here and said, no, I don't like this area. I'm going to go back down. Now, what do we have here, right? This candle opened here, ended up closing here, right? But there's a really big wick to the upside. So this is what the candle did. The candle opened, came up, and rejected, and went lower, and came up and closed here. So what can we tell with that information? The candle does not want to go above this area. It does not want to go above it at all, right? It's already rejected once, right? This candle previous showed, signs of rejection as well. Rejected again and rejected one more time. And then what did we get? A strong push to the downside. Now, this leads me to my next point, momentum. What is momentum, you may be asking? Momentum is, if you took any basic science class, we know that momentum, right? It's going somewhere. It's headed somewhere, right? So how do we know what candles have strong versus weak momentum? So this candle right here, right? I'm sure you guys can see it. This candle has 0 wick to the upside and 0 wick to the downside. What can any regular no-brainer trader, right, tell from this? This is a strong bearish move, right? This candle had no intentions of going up, right? Because we have no wick. We didn't even hesitate to come up a little bit. Nah, we just closed here, straight down, right? Why, at all, would it even cross your mind to look for a long here? Whatever your setup may be, whatever it may be, right? Doesn't matter what your setup is. Why would you take a long here? It makes no sense, right? If momentum is going down, we want to trade with the market. We are not trading against it, because once we trade against it, our probability goes through the floor, right? It becomes impossible for us to take actual trades. So we have to acknowledge, right? Okay, momentum is to the downside. I'm gonna look to take a trade to the downside. Why not, right? Your odds just go in your favor because that's where the market's headed, right? If you try to catch a retracement, odds are you guys stopped out before we hit any of your take profits. So again, now that's strong momentum, right? We have really strong, long. How many points was this? Let's check. This candle was 50 points. 50 points of just straight bearish action, price action. Why would you long, right? Now, here comes my next point. We see here, right? We're not having those 50-point candles anymore. Now we start having 20 points. And then we have 8 points. And then we have 12 points. Momentum is starting to slow down. Now you're starting to see, notice how here is just bearish candles. Now here we get bearish, bullish, bullish, bearish, and then a strong push up. Where is momentum headed now? To the upside. This candle is obviously, telling us that we're going to start to push up. Momentum is shifting to the upside now. The bearish candles are getting smaller. The wicks are getting bigger. And notice, this is a pattern that happens every time that we start to shift momentum. Let's say we are very bullish, right? We have this move up, and then we have the retracement down. Look at all these wicks right here. What is this telling us? We don't want to go lower than this. This is rejection. We want to push up. So after this strong push up, after rejecting multiple times, right, what's the most obvious thing that we're going to do? Go up, which we do, right? And now take a look at this. Every single time that we're like shifting momentum, watch. We have these big rejection wicks. Look, rejection, move up. Let's see now. Rejection, move down. Rejection, move up. Rejection, move down. Rejection, move down. Why would you not look at this as a confluence, right? You see the rejection. You know what happens after the rejection. We usually shift momentum. You wait for your setup, you take it. Done. That's it, right? This is why momentum and wicks are very important. Not only does it give you an idea of where the market is headed, but it also helps you to align with your bias, right? So let's hop on the bigger time frame. Let's go to the 15-minute. Let's actually reset. Here we go. Big wick, right? What can we tell? Price doesn't want to go higher than this. What do? Move down. Okay. Wick, strong wick. We don't want to go lower than this. What do? We move up. Wick, we don't want to go lower than this. We move up. Rejection wick, what do we want to do? Go up. It's just very, very straightforward, right? So, a lot of people overlook it, like I said, but I hope you guys got some value from this video, right? The wicks are, again, only where price visited, or number one. Number two, it's, a sign that we're gonna shift momentum, right? If you see multiple wicks, that's, price starting to slow down to then go to the other side, or vice versa. And then one strong wick, right, in smaller price action, that's a strong indication that we're gonna move to the opposite side where we're rejecting from. So, and then momentum is, very strong candles, just like this one, and then weak momentum, right, something like this. And then let me show you a bullish example. So here you can see we have very weak bullish momentum, right? The candles are small, there's wicks to both sides, it's not really good. But then we see here, right, this is obviously strong bullish momentum. These strong, big, bullish candles. And that will wrap it up for today's segment on wicks and momentum. So if you guys have been, been struggling lately with trading, you don't know if you're doing the right thing, there is no better solution than to find a mentor. I'll list some examples here. I'll show you guys the screenshots of my students and their success with me. And no student of mine has been more than 2 months with me. So all the results you're seeing right now on the screen, they're all from results that I've gotten in a month, that they've gotten in a month of being with me. So it's, a blessing to be able to help others out. And, if you feel you're, struggling, just be aware there's a lot of scammers out there, right? I offer genuine help, but, you do what you want with that info. So once again, I appreciate each and every single one of you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.